Hello everybody, and welcome back to the new VR news. As always, I am Mateo311, and today we have a very special episode because I'm recapping uploadvr's summer showcase. I'm gonna blast through over 30 items and over 40 minutes of content in hopefully less than 15 minutes. Before we jump into this, I just have to say there was no mention of Star Wars Squadrons or any updates on VR for PlayStation 5. So if you're looking for information on that, you are out of luck. Let's not waste any more time and jump right into this. Now the show started off with the first ever gameplay footage of Solaris Off World Combat. This is an 8-person arena shooter that oddly looks a lot like Hyperdash. It's originally releasing for the Oculus Quest and Rift in August, with a PlayStation VR version coming by the end of the year. We also got some gameplay footage for Panther VR and the announcement that it just released in early access on Steam. This action stealth title allows you to engage in covert heist missions. Go in guns blazing, use an array of gadgets, or just sneak your way past the enemy. Fans of Aspire 1, or people who weren't fully satisfied by that title, might find this to be the game they're looking for. So next up, we got an announcement that the super competitive and highly realistic shooter Onward will be coming to the Oculus Quest. This information was delivered by the game's developer, and it's clear to see he is truly passionate about this title. So next, we got a tiny bit of gameplay footage from Fast Travel Games' recently announced title, Wraith The Obilivion Afterlife. Not much to see here. The official gameplay trailer will be releasing in August, and if you're absolutely dying for some more information, BMF just did an interview with Fast Travel Games, which I will link in the description. So next up, we got a reminder that the Oculus exclusive stealth kayak game Phatnom Covert Ops is right around the corner, releasing on June 25th. No major gameplay reveals here. We have seen most of this footage before, but I'm definitely still excited to jump into this game. So next up, we got a reveal trailer for a space traveling spellcasting game with a bit of rhythm. The game is called Shaman. It looks interesting, but I definitely need more information to know what the heck is going on, and the chat during the live stream wasn't very kind to this game. But the next announcement turned that right around, because The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is receiving the Meatgrinder update. With it comes a new trial game mode that will have you fighting waves of zombies. It looks a bit like an arcade mode, which is a nice change of pace compared to the standard campaign. I'm going to assume they dropped the stamina mechanics for the trial mode, but we won't know for sure until we try it out next month when it releases. So next up, we got an official trailer for The Rig, A Starmap the Murder. The Rig is a narrative-driven adventure game where you explore a seemingly defunct spaceship, search for your brother, and try and solve a murder mystery. We won't have to wait long to start picking up the clues because this game releases on June 26th. So next up, the hilarious party game Space Team is receiving some new content. There's quirky new in-game mechanics like whack-a-mole and using a xylophone, and we got to see some footage of some of our favorite YouTubers playing the game. I'm not jealous at all that my footage wasn't included. Speaking of not jealous, we got a delightful trailer featuring Kaz and Cherry, the perfect duo to show off Traffic Jam, a playful traffic controlling game which will be available on PC VR, PlayStation VR, and the Oculus Quest this September. They also introduced an asynchronous mode, allowing users to join in from their mobile phone. I love these party style games and the option to make VR more social without the need of additional headsets. So next up, we got a look at a beautiful dungeon crawler called Operencia The Stolen Sun. Now it's being described as a classic dungeon crawler, and elements of the trailer lead me to believe it might be turn-based. There do appear to be visible lanes, and the limited combat shown does have enemies in static positions. If this is indeed the case, I'm completely okay with it because I am classic in age myself. It's listed as coming soon, but no official release date. So next up, we got another trailer for a narrative-driven game called Area Man Lives. I'm not 100% sure what this game is about, but it does remind me of the flat screen title Firewatch. I looked the game up for some additional information, and it turns out you are a new DJ running a radio station. You'll interact with callers, and this will shape the overall storyline. Not saying these titles are similar, but as someone who was pleasantly surprised by Firewatch, I'm definitely willing to give this game a shot. Now, Steam has this listed as releasing on August 13th, but VR Upload stated that it would come out in 2021. So next up, we got some gameplay footage from Lonn, the upcoming action-adventure first-person cyberpunk title. Now, this game appears to be physics-heavy, allowing you to climb, brutally stab, dismember, and decapitate your enemies, and use aggressive Force-like abilities. It also teases an interesting storyline by ominously showing off the ooze that made the Ninja Turtles. Lonn is coming to PC VR this year, but has no official release date. So next up, we got a look at the cinematic experience available on the Oculus Rift titled Where Angels Meet. This title is intended to portray what it's like growing up in America as a young African-American man. Obviously, these are very racially charged times here in America, and I'm hoping this is an educational experience that people can learn from. It's available right now on the Oculus Store for $4.99 if you want to check it out. So next, we gotta look at Agence, a truly unique title that isn't quite a game, nor is it a simple cinematic experience. You're given a small world populated by learning AI creatures that you could choose to interact with. Over time, they'll develop behaviors that should be truly entertaining to watch. Agence is releasing later this year on PC VR, mobile, and desktop platforms. So next up, we have Gravity Lab, which is a bit like Gadgeteer in space. You'll have an array of different tools, which you'll use to guide balls through obstacles in a space station. And it looks like these physics-defying puzzles get pretty insane. This title will be available later this year on the Oculus Quest. Next up was Trial by Teng, an adventure puzzle title set in the underworld and featuring some truly bizarre environments. It appears to be equally quirky and creepy, and promises one hell of a good time. Trial by Teng will be available on PC VR later this year. Now, if you wanted something even creepier, the next title was Cosmophobia, where you'll have to make your way through a derelict spaceship and survive against security robots. This roguelike is full of dark environments, which really set an ominous tone. This PC VR title is listed as coming soon. So let's lighten up the mood a little bit with Ghost Patrol, which looks like a co-op Luigi's Mansion in VR. So grab up to 3 of your friends, enter a haunted mansion, and try to escape a maze of enchanted hallways. It looks quirky and fun, and I absolutely love VR co-op games. Unfortunately, this game is only currently scheduled to release in VR arcades. But don't worry, you won't feel left out for the next title, because they just announced that In Death is coming to the Oculus Quest. This challenging bow and arrow roguelite has been renamed In Death Unchained and will be available next month. This is going to be an absolutely amazing title for Oculus Quest owners. Alright, so next up we got a trailer for Lo-Fi. Unfortunately though, we've already seen the majority of this footage. Nonetheless, the game looks pretty darn amazing. It's a gritty open world steampunk dystopian future. You can see nods to classic sci-fi movies like Blade Runner and even Back to the Future, and this game is just oozing with style. You can actually get an early access version of this game from itch.io right now, otherwise it's releasing later this year for PC VR. So next up we gotta look at Gnomes and Goblins, which appears to have the best animation and environments I've seen since Moss. Besides that, there's not too much to take away from this trailer, but I do know it's a fantasy world created by actor and director Jon Favreau. He recently directed Disney's The Lion King, and it looks like Gnomes and Goblins is going to be an interactive story. There is a preview available on Steam that you can check out right now. Otherwise, this title is coming soon to PC VR. So next up was I Am a Man, which allows you to relive the events of the civil rights movement. It's designed to make you think about how hard people have struggled throughout history and to focus on how much further we still have to go. You can pick up I Am a Man for free on the Oculus Store. So next up is a game I can't wait to jump in, and that is Vertigo Remastered. Now, the developers are currently working on Vertigo 2, but during this time period, they decided to take all the enhancements that they made for Vertigo 2 and apply them to the original title. The original Vertigo had its issues and was a little bit ahead of its time, and I'm sure the remastered version is going to delight fans of the original and new players. This game's a little bit like Half-Life meets Rick and Morty. You could grab Vertigo Remastered next month for PC VR. So next up, the insanity known as Trover Saves the Universe is coming to the Oculus Quest. There's really not much you can say about Trover Saves the Universe. It's about as bizarre as it gets, but the PC VR version has tons of positive reviews. So if you were interested in this title and didn't have a PC VR headset, you can pick this up on the Oculus Quest this month on June 18th. So next up, we got the roadmap for everyone's favorite John Wick rhythm game, better known as Pistol Whip. So Pistol Whip will be releasing for PlayStation VR next month on July 28th, and a new content update is soon to follow, known as the Heartbreaker Trilogy. This is 3 new levels with a much chiller vibe than the current content. The Heartbreaker Trilogy is releasing in August and will also include 2 new modifiers and additional in-game achievements. And finally, they teased a major new content release coming later in the year, which will include an action campaign, new weapons, enemies, and levels. This is supposed to be a whole new era for Pistol Whip. Speaking of teases, we got to see Daryl from the AMC's Walking Dead, and all he did was tell us that the Walking Dead Onslaught is cool as shit, but there should be some new information coming in the near future. So next we got the first gameplay look at Blaston. This is a strategic one-on-one dueling shooter where you should never stay still. Guns will just randomly spawn at your sides, and they all fire in truly unique manners. Your objective is simply to drain the enemy's HP. It reminds me a lot of dueling in Iron Lights, except we're bringing a gun to a sword fight. Blaston is releasing in the fall, and available platforms have not been announced yet. And last up was Vacation Simulator Back to the Job, a free content update for Vacation Simulator coming out this fall. Okay guys, that was the full recap, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. I got it down from 45 minutes to almost 10, and I don't believe I left anything important out. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, consider subscribing. And I'm just going to briefly mention one last time a major giveaway I'm doing for this weekend. I have 22 tower tag keys. If you join my Discord, you are entered to win one of those keys. I'm giving out 18 before Saturday, and then 4 more during the live stream of that game. So if you're interested in winning the game, join my Discord. And as always guys, I'll see you on next time.